Good people, what's up? What's good? You guys are tuned in to the Milli Pod. It's your boy Caleb Smith. Got Ikea to the right.
It's K-TRIZZLE.
K-TRIZZLE and the GOAT himself.
Josh, ROSH, whatever you want to call me, y'all know what's good.
Let's do it, man. Shout out to Bandwidth. Shout out to our sound engineer. We appreciate you, beautiful spirit. We've been having a good time already.
Of course.
Shout out to my man Brandon, Sid, Willpower Josh. Great
Yes.
connection with that. And before we even get started with Milli Pod, I just want to say that I love y'all. And we here.
Here comes the emotional.
Nah, hey, we here.
We love to see it.
We here. We about to get started. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
Tune in.
Ikea, Josh, how did we meet? First off.
You know, it's so crazy. Somebody literally was like, "Are y'all gonna talk about that?" And I was like, "I don't know."
I think
That's
we
why
should.
I never would have thought about that.
Listen.
That's why.
It's a pretty funny story.
So basically, I knew Josh from sophomore year of college when I first got to Georgia State. Hated it. Long story, no story.
Long story, no story.
So after that, then we met in a class with this hating ass
Doug Metcalf, we're gonna call you out, boss man.
No cap. I like that energy. Let's get it.
Take the leap.
No
Take the
cap.
lead.
He was a hater, you know what I'm saying? He
Georgia
basically
State.
tried to tell us we was not going to be anything in life.
Bro,
and
for real.
basically we called us bums.
We ain't afraid on the
and,
3
you know what I'm
minute
saying? He was just a hater. And we graduated college. Everybody went their own ways. Everybody
With great
creative.
grades.
Yeah.
Facts.
Graduated last May. Put the city on the map.
Most
Shout outs
definitely.
to Brooklyn.
Yes.
So we graduated and basically we was just always friends after graduation. Well, we
Most
was
definitely.
friends throughout college after graduation. My boy
definitely.
Caleb came with us before the new year, and he was just like, "Y'all, let's work." And I've been wanting to do a podcast. Josh liked to talk.
Yeah.
Caleb is
She
a
getting me today.
professional.
And Ikea, crazy story. Josh, you might not even remember this, but at the honors college, you remember I had to do a story. And I think it was on like a girl or something. And Josh pulled up, and he was my cameraman for the day.
Yeah.
And I remember our
I
senior
do
year.
remember that.
Yeah, and like our senior year, me and Josh had a podcasting class together, and we were talking about, bro, like we need to hook up, do this podcast. But thing was
We
with the
really
signal,
been
I was
saying
doing a podcast over there, Live Hip Hop Daily, and Josh, you know, was Spinrilla, freelancing, so everybody's schedules was all over the place.
Hectic.
And then we had Ikea, of course, and she was grinding. So,
Okay,
but finally, all of us
great.
are in the same building. I appreciate y'all so much. This is about to be legendary. 3 Milli Pod, like pretty much the whole purpose of this platform is just to inform, inspire, and just hear
And
millennials
get
talk.
y'all- No, for real. Oh,
Straight up.
3 milli, because people going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What
how
is
the name
3
come up?
million? Y'all
Josh
talk
actually
to-
came up with
talk
it
to
on
me
the
about
conference
3
call.
million. Where did the name come from?
Josh came up with
So basically, at first we was gonna call ourselves something else,
Yeah.
and then you know,
What?
low key they call me K-TRIZZLE because I'm a rapper on the low. So
the
one
low.
day I was just sitting at home. Josh is a celebrity, so we don't never know where he be at.
it.
So I was just like, it was like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm just
Yeah.
shooting names. I
Oh
came
yeah,
up-
hey, she was on fire.
I came up-
because
Like
I was
30
telling her,
names.
I was like, bro, you pretty nice.
I came up
You
with
came
like
up with
30
these
names, and then we got on the phone the next day, and we was just like, you know, what y'all want to talk about? Like, what
That's
y'all
right.
want to call it ourselves?
That's right.
And, you know, I don't think a lot of people our age got, like, a platform. A lot of people
That's
our
right.
age not really talking about anything. So we was just like, you know, it's 3 of us.
Mhm.
And then I said 3 pods. 3 peas in a pod.
That was
Yeah, 3 pieces of
3
pie.
pieces in a
that
pod.
was the only one I was like, it's
You
like the
tried
first
it.
project.
You tried that one.
But
So
yeah,
then
it
we was
good.
like, we could do 3 millenniums. And then
Mhm.
we was like 3 milli. That's where it came from.
We loved it.
Shout out to
We
my
loved
girl,
it.
Myra. I got
Yes.
her sweatshirt on. We coming out with
Millennium
our own
Mob,
merch.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout
Look
out
out,
to
stay
that.
tuned.
Shout out to that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Hey,
how we
we
came
about
up
to
with
get
3
started.
million.
Yeah.
Ikea is something that you said that was so important as well, was just about people having a platform. And I think with us, that was like our biggest thing, is not seeing ourselves in podcasts. Either, you know, you see like a retired rapper doing it,
Mhm.
which
Or
no
sports.
not, or
No, I'm saying, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly how I feel.
Or-
No shots to Joe, but you know,
Yeah.
like, there's people who go to school for these things.
Yeah.
People just who have dreams. You know, sometimes
Background
they're
in
just, the gatekeepers
Context.
are there, and they
yeah,
don't let the younger
that's
people.
facts.
in,
And see,
you know?
thing is, even with somebody like Joe, like we appreciate Joe. Like I
Yeah,
tune in all the
facts.
time. Like I look up to him. But what I'm saying is, we don't see anybody that's our age, that's
it.
professional in the field, that can deliver you all the information that you need. And 2, we just want to say thank you again to Bandwidth Studios. The fact that we can have a professional environment, we can get lit and do our thing. So
Facts.
we about to get started.
Because, just so y'all know, we
Yeah,
all
what's up?
graduated with our
Georgia State.
journalism degrees.
Yes.
Highly
Yes.
educated.
Highly
Yeah,
educated.
so we was like, you know, we have the
We already got
smartness
the
to
background.
do it. Yeah, we got
Ready
the
thorough.
I I can't talk. What's
No,
going on?
we already know what you mean. We already
I got a stuttering problem, y'all.
No, we already know what we need.
So yeah, we all have the background of journalism. So
That's
it was
correct.
like, why not? And then also, this is like what's really big. It's 2020, and why work for somebody else when you go work for yourself? Like, so we was like, how about we just
inspired at it too, Ikea.
Yeah, like I don't want to work for nobody. I'm not going to corporate.
Yeah.
I'm not
And Josh
going
said that himself.
to corporate.
Yes.
Even piggybacking up for that, like when you were talking about we had the journalism, the podcast class. Like,
that was crazy.
We were so stressed out about applying to jobs for like months.
Yes, I remember me and Josh
focus on
throughout class. We'll be like on complex, going to Vice, applying for all the jobs.
Not focus on what we really wanted to do.
That's real. Yeah, and Josh, speaking on that point, is that's something that I realized, because I remember our kids used to always ask me this, and I'll never forget, you used to always be tuned in about Complex, because with Complex, everything was in motion. And I was thinking I was about to move out to Cali, like I was about to get suited and booted, but then, certain things didn't happen, certain jobs got filled, and then before graduation, I had a paid internship with Fox 5 that was about to go through, because I think I was about to tell Josh about it. Yeah. And then that collapsed, like the whole program got shut down right before graduation. Yikes. And that was my whole plan the whole time. And then I remember throughout the months, I started doing, research on how to monetize your own platform so you don't have to depend on other people.
Tell y'all one thing about God.
Yeah, hey, that's it. That's it.
When he don't want you to work for them,
he will shut it down.
You're gonna work
and
for
see, that's the biggest thing I think for all of us, and before we even get started on this topic, is just learning that you already have what it takes. Like, you don't have to depend on somebody else to employ you. You don't have to depend on somebody else to validate you. And then two, hey, hey, straight up, like real talk, for real. Because I know, like, whoever is tuned into this, I know that feeling where, like, you get pissed off, and when you go on YouTube or you go on your phone, it's like, bro, I'm better than this person. I already got like straight up. Hey. Straight up. But then sometimes it's just about who you know. So with this platform, we already know it's gonna blow up. We already at almost 170 followers in just 6 days on IG. No content posted.
Y'all don't even know what's going on for real.
I just want to say thank y'all. We in Bandwidth Studios again. Jay Dilla's room. Shout out to Jay Dilla, bro. So
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
And
speaking of Black History, Ikea, Josh, what is our topic for today?
You know what I'm saying? Something that's so near and dear to my heart.
What is it, y'all?
Colorism.
Colorism.
So this topic, I actually did a 20-page paper on this in college.
You did? I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did a 20-page paper on colorism.
That's what the paper was about?
Dr. Bloom.
Yeah,
single
she did not like it.
Single space.
I had some hating.
Clap. I told you she clapped when she get mad. What did I say? I said that outside.
I had some hating professors. Mm-hmm. I did my 20-page paper.
Dr. Bloom, shout out to you, man.
He came at me.
I don't care, bro. What you gonna do? Spank me? No, spank. Call out all your professors who doubted you, who thought that you didn't have it. Because now we about to put you on freshman.
Nah, but
we take it to the next level.
I did a 20-page paper on colorism, and it was just so near and dear to my heart, simply because, first of all, it's Black History Month, and that's another thing I want to talk about. I don't think we deserve just a month. I think we deserve longer, but that's another
should be all year.
Story for another day. But colorism is a very sensitive topic in the Black community, and it really stems from the light skin, dark skin debate that a lot of people have, which is really ghetto, I think. It stems from the stipulations of like, well, you're Black is not beautiful, or you're so pretty for a Black girl. Like, why can't I just
pretty for a dark skin?
Yeah, pretty for a dark skin. Like, why can't I just be pretty? Like, and colorism, a lot of people don't know. Like, it's not a white people thing. It's really a Black person issue. So we're just here to talk, chit chat, you know what I'm saying? Gossip about it today.
Yeah, and colorism, it is defined for people who may not know, but if you don't know, you should.
I knew you was finna put
crazy. Nah, hey, some people gotta know.
I thought about it.
Some people gotta know. So I was just like, wow, Ikea, while she was talking about it, I'm like, I should probably
let me Google it.
Colorism is defined as the prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among the people of the same ethnic or racial group, such as us Black people. And Ikea, I think that one of the things, like you said, the whole light skin versus dark skin debate, we don't talk about the Willie Lynch letters. And like, I know that debatably, like it may not be a real person, but at the end of the day, like the things that's found in it, where it talks about dividing the slaves from the short people and the tall people, and like even amongst us, we still have these debates with women and men. Like, I don't want no tall girl, or girls be like, I don't want no short dude. Or then when it comes to light skin,
I don't like short guys.
You see what I'm saying? Or or like
No shade.
light skin.
I wasn't
No,
even being shady.
She's just saying like that's her preference.
That's just my
And
preference.
you feel me?
But they see that's the problem. But I don't say it out loud like how people be like, I'd rather a light skin than a dark skin, especially in music. Y'all gotta think about it. In music, a lot of guys.
Music videos, video vixens.
They choose the lighter skin.
That's a great point. I never thought about that. Representation.
Even more so than light skin, they even go foreign. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I got a foreign car.
There's always something like in a message that like we as black people aren't enough to satisfy
We aren't good enough.
Whatever desires.
Gotta wear
people
foreign
have.
clothes. And question on that too, Josh and Ikea. How do y'all feel about? See, there she go right there. Hey, it's that ADD kicking in. Like for real though, how do y'all feel about when? Because me and Sid, we were having the same conversation like last night. When I was thinking about it, how do you feel when you see black men and us not wanting black women sometimes, but then wanting a white woman that has a black woman's body?
I'm gonna let you talk.
Because I find that very strange. Because I'm
By
like,
the way, y'all, they both have beautiful black girlfriends.
yeah. So you ain't got to worry about us. But like, I really find that very strange because you want the characteristics, the elements of a black woman, but not on a black woman.
Gotcha.
So that's like self-hate at its finest.
Yeah, I think it definitely is like generations of trauma and
That's real.
And it manifests in a way that you want something, but you don't want it because you feel like you shouldn't. Like, you feel like society doesn't want you to have this. You feel like it's a higher level in society.
I gotta get that white girl.
But you still crave those, like, you know, characteristics that you were raised around. You know what I'm saying? It's some deep psychological trauma that people just need to accept.
That's
and, address.
So you pretty much still want a black woman.
Yeah, but like,
wow.
Everything about black women, like physically, like when they see it on a black woman, it makes them mad or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it manifests differently for different people. Why do you think it bothers black men so much?
You know, my ladies, y'all can maybe agree.
Oh, she about to let it out. She had to clear her throat. Talk to us. What's up?
Can maybe disagree. But I think, personally, a lot of black men have this stipulation of black women that we have an attitude. That, and you know what I'm saying? Some of us do. Some of us, and it's no bash, no shade, no tea, because I have a bad attitude. But
you're human, though.
Yeah, no, we're human.
You're allowed to have
But a lot of guys have this thing where, well, let me not say a lot, because I'm not talking about all y'all, really not. But a lot of guys have this thing where they're like, well, I could go get a Caucasian female and she's gonna shut up. She looks like a black woman, her body's nice, you know what I'm saying, she might beautiful, but I don't want to go get the black woman because she's too strong, she's too independent, she's too headstrong. Like, these are all the things that a lot of like people say about the black woman, but it's like y'all both said, why would you choose not to be with the black woman when she's everything that you should be? Y'all don't like y'all mamas?
I mean, you came from a black woman. And then two.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Hey, keep going. Yeah. Hey, talk your talk. You good?
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing against dating outside of your race.
That's
like,
nice.
It's because a lot of people be like, well, I like that. Okay, you can like that, but don't bash it at the same time. That's where the issues arise when guys be like, well, I don't want the black woman, I'm gonna take the white woman, but then you're gonna degrade the black woman for what? What is the purpose? Like, you could date what you want to. You know, I like different things, but I'm gonna need you to not talk about us. That's all. So
that's real. That's powerful.
I was gonna ask you about a type. This like type conversation, because even in colorism, it brings it back to that, and not colorism, because colorism is a thing, but like the type. Like, oh yeah, my type is light skinned girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's.
And they won't date anything else.
Curly hair. I need that.
Yeah.
So.
I want my child to have this type of hair. What?
Fact. So even with that, like, how do y'all think that people truly have types? Or do you think, like, it's okay to, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that types are influenced by colorism?
I think
most of
the media has made the type what it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, I did this 20-page paper, so I have like a
kid
lot
got the experience.
Research.
My girl is really experienced in this background.
So I think
she said this is my forte.
I think it is the media. A lot of people don't know, like, I forgot what's the word, but it's like, you know, a syringe is basically going in our heads.
Nice word. SAT word. Syringe. A lot of people don't know what that is.
Degree me, please. But there's basically a syringe going in our heads of the media, and once you see something so many times, you start to believe it. So if somebody's telling me multiple times, like now now that we're in 2020, you know, we're starting to see the different type of colors in movies. Like, now we're seeing black actors being casted. Now we're seeing
dark-skinned actors.
Yeah, dark-skinned actors. Now we're starting to see more dark-skinned singers coming out. We never used to see that. So now it's becoming more acceptable for darker people to love their skins.
That's right.
But back then, they weren't loving their skins because all they seen in the media was light skin. All they seen was pretty hair. What is pretty hair? Like, what is pretty hair?
Because
like,
technically, if you have a tougher grain of hair like black people, it's actually more durable. And that's what people don't talk about.
Yeah.
Like, your hair is not going to fall out when you get older. Your skin isn't going to wrinkle up like everybody else.
Facts.
Which is crazy to me that scientifically, it's actually a blessing to be black, but most people look at it as a curse.
You know, people take melanin pills?
Yes.
Melatonin.
And see, what's so crazy is Ikea.
That's weird. Like,
Ikea is dropping knowledge. If you guys ever get a chance, everybody tuning in, look up Dr. Frances Cress Wilson. She had something called the ISIS Papers. It was like back in the 80s, in the 90s. But she was just saying how it's crazy how even white people try to be us, but we're trying to be white people. Like, white people are trying to tan, but we're trying to get lighter.
Vibes Cartel got bleached skin.
Yeah.
What?
But why? Why, bro? But then when you step out in the sun, like, this is built for you, bro. Like, it's all armor. But I just think that, and to Ikea, I think with black women as well, y'all are my very first teachers. And I think that it's very important that when, you know, y'all have sons and daughters,
it starts at home.
There you go.
It starts at home. I love my mama, I really do. But she had a problem with, like, making internal jokes of, like, you're light, like, you're a light bright. Like, and, like, it's funny. But it's not at the same time.
Starts getting old eventually.
Yeah, it starts getting old because then when you get older, you're like, well, that's your skin color. Or, like, it's basically you're teaching your child oppression and a self-hatred for other skin tones. That's why when people are like, well, white people are born racist. No, they're not. That's something that's taught. Colorism is taught at home. Like, you're taught to not like a certain skin tone. You're taught to talk about something. We need to, especially for the darker skin, like, tone people, you need to tell them, like, you're beautiful.
Yep.
You're not pretty because you're dark skinned. You're not pretty
you're
because
just beautiful because
you're just beautiful. Period. Like, there's
that's
nothing that's adding on, and you need to stop comparing. That's another thing, because you know a lot of people have kids that one child might be
light skin,
and one might be
Russell
dark.
Simmons too, right?
Yeah, like
his kids were.
And then you know what I'm saying. Then y'all get the comparing the kids, like, and that is what I'm talking about. It really genuinely starts at home, and it just bothers me. Like, the beautiful dark skin, that's bothers me.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think that goes back to how we were saying, like, it's just, like, deeply rooted in us. Because it's like, on one hand, our parents' generation had to deal with different, you know, societal pressures. Yeah. So, of course, they assimilated some things, they rejected some things.
Josh with them words.
So, like, you know,
bro.
So we grow up.
Assimilated societal pressure.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Smart, bro.
But, like,
Bill Gates scholar, bro.
I'm sorry. Shout out. You know how it goes.
I just had to give you your props, bro. Keep going.
We love to see it.
I
just gotta let people know who they listening to.
Celebrity in the business.
No, literally, he's a celebrity.
Yeah, sure.
That's a different conversation. But yeah, like, we grow up with these things from this group of people who've had to deal with these societal pressures, and so, like, we're growing up with baggage that we may not have ever had to go through, but we're just given that baggage from the jump, and then, like, 10 years later, 20 years later, when we start dating people and we start, you know, falling in love with people, we don't know how to express these deep issues that we have in them because we didn't even know that we have them.
Dang. And it's not like we can really we can't go to a therapist about it.
Black therapist.
But a black therapist, like, specifically is one that, you know, we would have to find. And then too, Josh, and I would just even ask you this. You have a dark-skinned girlfriend. And how did you know that I'm even attracted to this person? Because for us as men on the outside, when you scroll on Instagram, it's all light-skinned girls.
Facts.
All this or mixed girls, and they're considered as beautiful. So for you to be like, I want that dark-skinned girl, like, how did that even click for you?
Interesting story, actually. So
tell us about my girl.
Is the second dark-skinned woman that I've ever, like, dated, talked to.
Josh got 2 under his belt. No, for real, because, like, most people don't even have one.
But I feel like,
being real.
I'll admit to, like, when I was, like, coming up, like, I fell for that, like, light skin, like, this is my type, you know what I'm saying? And until,
you gotta be, like, Hispanic or something.
Yeah, like, just, like, craving people who are, like, mixed with something else as a token, like, to show that, yeah, you see, I got the mixed girl, you know what I'm saying? Or, like,
she's the trophy.
I got a light-skinned girl, she has a fair complexion. But it really, like, it has nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you get past that point and just, like, mature and just, like, talk to people and, like...
You see the person for the person, not for the...
Yeah. But, like, even through those patterns, my family kind of reinforced what I was doing and kind of, like, applauded it. Like, you know, Josh always say with a light-skinned girl type thing. But my family is lighter complexion, like, on my mom's side especially. So, like...
That's crazy.
It just shows how family will reinforce, like, old... like systemic value, you know, values that are just gonna tear us down in the future.
Yeah.
And like sometimes our parents just really need, like, you know, what you're doing isn't really okay.
Yeah.
And like sometimes they're gonna accept the conversation, sometimes they're not. But like just opening that room for conversation is important.
Dang, that's powerful.
It starts at home.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It starts at home.
In conclusion, that's crazy, man. I don't know. Like I just think that our generation, we don't even understand how hard it is for just us as black people to be with another black person. Because, like, all of us carry baggage. Like, our kid, like, you have to go to therapy. I need to go to therapy. All of us need to go to therapy. Like, all of us are dealing with things that we aren't even talking about, and we aren't taught to talk about it. And I think that's why even us as black people or black men and black women don't even want to be with each other sometimes, because it's so two people coming with so many issues that it becomes everybody's issue. So, and really, and I would say me as a black man, I got mad when I saw all the black women praising Meghan Markle for being with Prince Harry. And I'm like, how is this such a big deal? And then when they're over here, like, get your bag, sis. So I'm like, so a white man is personified.
I don't think it was the white thing. It was the money thing.
Nah, but that's
talk about that then.
Yeah, a lot of times, like, in our community, we shame, and I'm not saying I agree with none of this, but we shame the black man for getting with a white woman. But black
we applaud the white
man. Black man for getting with a white man. You know? And I think that it's important for people to realize...
You're going to date what you want.
Yeah. And also, like, colorism compounds, you know what I'm saying? Just like our interactions with each other is compounded upon other isms.
Yeah.
Like patriarchy is, like, rooted in blackness, you know what I'm saying? Real. A lot of people don't want to address that.
Talk about
like,
that's real.
Black men are the white people of black people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, issues like that. Yeah, issues like that.
Yeah.
Translate into colorism, so like it's all right for, like, you know, the black man to always do this.
Yeah.
So that's why people respond the way they do. I think when black women who often appears as neglected by the black man finds someone else
of a different.
Malcolm X said that, man. Most neglected, most disrespected is the black woman. He said that in the '60s. And it's crazy, and I think... And
it's still going in 2000.
And that's my question for you is, how does it feel as a black woman? Like, what were your experiences growing up and feeling that? Because you're Panamanian, too, right?
Yeah.
So, you're Hispanic, right?
Worldwide.
And see, that's what people don't understand. Yeah, man. She global.
Oh, my God.
No passports needed.
Worldwide.
No green card needed. Trump can't stop her, bro. She already made it here.
She got the whole Ikea logo, but, you know, that's...
Ikea
can't stop Ikea.
Ikea can't stop Ikea. But she can't stop herself.
I'm crying.
No one can.
Y'all Panamanian and Jamaican.
And see, that's my thing is, too, that people don't understand.
That's a big thing. Let's talk about it.
Because you are an Afro-Latina, correct?
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
So, colorism is really bad in the Hispanic world. Like, it's almost like disgusting, almost. Because I've had literally had arguments with people where they're like, you're Panamanian, you're not black. Okay, bitch, so what am I? So what am I? Like, or if you go to Panama, and I know any Panamanian, all my Panamanian cousins, my primos, whoever watch this, they all go, no.
Switch it up.
We all have, like, cousins who look Indian, almost. Or they're they're really light, almost mimicking a Caucasian person. Then we have people who are Panamanians, and they're, like, super dark, super beautiful, but super dark. So, I mean, for me, it wasn't that hard because I didn't grow up in Panama, but I know for, like, my own personal family members, like I said, my mom, like, she struggled with that because she was a Hispanic person who had to deal with, like, other people. Like, I know people have said to my mom, like, you're not Spanish, you're not Hispanic. And she's like, how are you going to tell me what I am? Like, I'm still black, but at the end of the day, like, I'm going to always resonate with what I am. But I don't know, it's really weird. And then the Jamaican side of it is like the cake soap. Like, a lot of people in Jamaica are bleaching their skin to be lighter, and I just think that's a mental issue, kind of, almost. because it's like you were born with this skin, so why don't you love it? But it just comes back to how you grow up, what you're around. Yeah, it's really weird. Almost, it's weird. I never genuinely had to deal with it. Like, I never dealt with racism. I never dealt with, like, to an extent, I dealt with the light skin versus dark skin, because when I was a kid, I was very light, and people used to think like I wasn't my mother's child because of how dark my mom was. So people would be like, "That's not your daughter," or "She's too pretty to be your daughter."
Come out of her, bro.
Like, no, for real. Like, people really used to, and I know that bothered my mother, because it's like, how you gonna tell me I didn't walk around with this baby for this amount of months, and this is not my child because she's a lighter complexion? Like, people are weird.
Josh is right.
Put it on a shirt, bro. We put it on a shirt.
People are weird, but their money ain't.
But their money ain't. People are weird, but their money ain't.
Motto, bro.
But it's really almost like sad. But like I was saying with the Hispanic thing, it's something that I do want to talk about eventually later on. But like, even for Puerto Ricans, don't think they're black because they think that they're white. You're a minority. You're black. Sorry.
Yeah, so I kid. And I don't want to disrespect the Hispanic community at all, so I just want to ask you before we even go into that. In African American studies, it's crazy because in class, one of my professors said something that was so real, is that we don't even understand when it comes to Afro, Latinos, and Latinas, it's literally just a boat stop that separates us. Because when I went to Cuba
do y'all
for
know
study
how close
abroad,
Haiti and Dominican Republic is? You can walk.
Ain't that something? And y'all, like in Cuba, I swear to God, true story, every single day, the Cubans would pull me to the side and start speaking Spanish. And see, I can speak like a little bit of it because I took 2 years in college. So they thought I was Cuban. Oh, education. But yeah, I was like, nah, like, I'm American. And then they were like, no, you're not. It was like, you're Cuban. I'm like, I'm not. And see, that's my point. But that's my point, though, right there, is that you mistake me as being Cuban. If I saw David Ortiz, who played for the Boston Red Sox, he barely speaks English. But I think he's Dominican. If he walked past us, we would think that he was just a regular black dude from Atlanta.
And the thing is, like, and I can't even talk because it genuinely was a debate growing up so much that it kind of like made me sad to the point where it's like, all right, you think you're white, cool. Like, I'm not even gonna argue. You know what I'm saying?
I'll let you have it.
But what a lot of people don't know, if you stem back to slavery and your roots,
it's called the diaspora. That's what people.
Your boat came and your boat went and dropped. Yeah. Oh, okay, but you know, it's certain people who, you know, they come from a white background, and I'm not taking that away. We had white people who have black like stems.
Yeah.
So it's, and I don't think people really realize black was the first thing like on earth. Like, we were kings and
color
queens.
Cards.
Yeah, like
you can't get any other color.
Yeah, like
that's real.
It starts with black. So
yeah.
Black is beautiful. Can't argue with people with
any
kind of stuff like that. Like, colorism is it's just, I don't know.
I want to shout you out too because you brought up an important point. Like, colorism is not a black thing. It's a worldwide thing. And it's a tool that like it's a European tool.
Yeah.
When people just like take a step back, this is a white control method. Like, it's how they're gonna be racist. It's like, how can we keep racism going? All right, let's make them racist against themselves.
Against each other.
You know what I'm saying?
Divide and conquer.
Like, for real. Yeah. And I don't want to misquote her. I believe it was Audre Lorde. It was either Audre Lorde or Bell Hooks.
Man, we dropping authors on y'all.
I don't want to misquote.
We dropping authors on y'all.
One of them though. Who said we can't?
I'm gonna bring my degree here in this time.
So just have them in the background.
Y'all so intelligent, man.
We can't dismantle the master's house with the master's tools.
Woo!
That's a bar. Say that again.
I gotta drink this water because that was
the master's house with the master's tools.
I got that in my nose.
Did you catch that?
Sound engineer caught that.
She didn't catch that.
She know the vibes. She know the vibes.
But yeah, like, that's either Audre Lorde or Bell Hooks. Don't quote me right now. I should know.
That's beautiful though.
Off of Black African American studies, I should know who said that. But
African American studies, bro, they get you
that's
right.
My best.
Man.
But like that. Like patriarchy, colorism. These are tools that were given to us to destroy our own community. Mm-hmm. So the longer that we say that this girl or this boy is not as worthy because of their skin or not as worthy because of their gender,
we're breaking ourselves down.
Yeah, and that has generational implications. So us having this conversation now could possibly stop that for one family. You know what I'm saying?
Fact of the day, did y'all know that black people can have white kids?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, because of genes? So like,
two dominants can make a recessive.
Hello!
Two recessives can make a dominant.
But my black ain't beautiful.
Yeah, and see, and Josh, speaking on that, Ikea, you saying that sparked this in my mind. in biology, I think my sophomore year, our professor said that 2 recessives can't make a dominant, but 2 dominants can make a recessive, right? But then he said that the first humans had an olive skin tone and not a dark skin tone. So I'm like, hold on, time out. So you just said that 2 dominants can't make, or 2 recessives can't make a dominant, and 2 dominants can make a recessive, but the first people weren't black? Yikes. And they had an olive skin tone?
It's a
so
scary world.
It shows how colorism even affects in like academia.
Facts.
Of, I'm going to speak a little truth,
black,
but we ain't going too far.
But here's the question.
Yeah, what's up?
Who's academia made for? You know what I'm saying?
And that's another conversation. Yeah, like, take it to, man, we ain't playing with y'all. We just going to tell you how it is.
Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, we just going to tell you how it is.
Academia was made for the...
Audrey Lorde. Sid is doing our research. Shout out to Sid. Research team. Shout out to Sid.
Academia was
brown skin girl.
Shout out to Bell Hooks, too.
Yeah.
It was not made for us, because if you think about it, when we opened up textbooks, so... Y'all might not know, but I went to high school in Germany. We didn't learn.
You never told us that.
Nah, I knew. That's why I said worldwide.
Also, when Sid was talking about Germans, that's why when she said German, when she was talking about Germany, I was like, let him know, K. Let him know.
Worldwide
K.
Worldwide K. I like that,
Worldwide
Josh.
I might have to change my name, baby.
She ain't worried about millions. She worried about being worldwide.
Okay, so I went to high school in Germany, and we never learned about Black history. Like, I was learning about Holocaust during Black History Month.
Thanks.
Our textbooks didn't have anything about the Black person. Textbooks now don't have anything about the Black person. Why? I'm tired of hearing about, and it's no disrespect, but there's more Black history, more than Malcolm X, more than...
Say the name. Say the name. I'm ready for you to say it, because it's one name that is like the symbol of like...
Harriet Tubman?
Not even Harriet, because these people had like great stories.
Mm-hmm.
And all
of course, but there's more.
We're tired of the same.
But the story that they really want us to really fixate on, I feel like my whole life I've heard about Rosa Parks. And we don't even know the full story about Rosa Parks.
And bro, they don't even tell you that she was a rider, bro.
They don't even tell you the full
that
story
she was
about
locked
Rosa
and
Parks.
loaded in the crib, bro. That she had guns and everything.
They don't tell you that it happened to somebody else before.
Yeah, Josh, wasn't it like a teenager?
Yes, but they were like, people are going to respond better to Rosa.
Yeah,
like,
she's pregnant at 14, so that's not going to be...
people don't realize the politics that go behind these movements of like moving things forward. You know what I'm saying?
Talk that talk,
we are not...
Keep going, Josh, bro. You cooking.
We are not meant to learn about our own Black history. So it's like, we don't even know what the Black people were doing. Y'all don't even know.
We don't know the details.
Black people were kings and queens. Like,
that's real.
They took us. They took us.
Hey, I'm just sit back.
We did it.
We were stolen.
And part of our people did it to us.
Man.
Yeah. And look, and it's sad. You said generational trauma is passed down, and we still hate each other. That some of us still sell each other out.
Okay.
And I know it's not in a
Queen
physical
of
way.
Slam, oh my God.
Queen of Slam, Gail King. But yeah, like, hey, we ain't holding back.
Okay, see,
I'm not afraid, bro.
The Gail conversation I'm willing to have another day, but I'm not.
We're not holding back.
I see both sides with Gail. I'm not gonna fault Gail.
But
you know,
when you wrong,
there's ways to do your job. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, and this is why I said, when you're a real journalist and you go to school for it, you know the bad side, you know the good side. Like, you look at every side of the story. We don't look at it from, you know,
one perspective.
I love Kobe. But I knew as soon as Kobe died, they were going to bring that up.
I said the same. Isn't that scary?
You know,
it's because it's that
I
one, two,
disagree that it's scary, because I had no clue until Kobe passed.
I did.
Yeah, but one of my close friends from high school, shout out Sid. You gotta be watching
all the
this,
Sids out here.
No, for real. But he called me and he was just like telling me how like the number 8 jerseys were probably about to like surge in popularity again. And I was like, "What you mean? Like, I didn't even know that Kobe wore 8. Like, I just got into basketball like late high school. You know what I'm saying?
Like a real creator.
I'm a Hawks fan. Shout out to Hawks, best team in the world. But like, I'm a recent basketball.
Lakers. Period.
Straight up.
Stop playing.
Y'all better stop.
Stop playing. Stop playing with my boy
Bryant. We love you, bro.
Ice Tray. I know you watching this. I'm team Ice Tray.
I'm not a Bron fan.
But yeah, like I had. You said you're not a LeBron fan. See this? We haven't had this conversation.
She just got bought out. Hey, we
bought the fuck out. But real shit though. Like, I had no idea about any of Kobe's past history. So like, this is a friend calling up and telling me this. Like, in the moments that we've heard about the news, and he's just talking. Like, it was enlightening for me, and I looked more into it. Mm-hmm. So I can't really fault her for bringing it up. But there's ways.
My thing is, I kind of feel like it was a devious. I think it was a devious thing, or it was. I think it was
the timing.
Malicious intent.
Yeah, that's the
because
thing.
my thing is, this man just died.
Yeah.
Why are y'all talking about that? His
with his
he
daughter.
has daughters. Like,
you feel me?
Facts.
And my thing is, the case was closed. So.
And also what people don't want to talk about, you can look this up for yourselves. You can fact check this. If you want to go into the details,
Stuff
you can
like
look up.
Piss me off.
Yeah, like you guys can
really
look this up.
mad.
No,
Like,
because Ikea, like all the facts
with...
were presented. She had multiple different forms of semen inside of her.
Different stories.
And also, it was told that she was bragging about having sex with Kobe after she just got done having sex with him. And also, she settled outside of the court. So my thing is,
you didn't want to settle in court. You would have settled in court.
And look, we are not victim shaming because this happens to people all the time. But what we are saying is, and speaking of colorism, because this actually all connects. We're talking about a black man with a white woman, and there's a long history of that, of them being ostracized, being murdered. We got Emmett Till.
We got
Rosewood. We got what? Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was destroyed off of a white woman lying and saying that she was raped. Rosewood as well. So Atlanta race riot in Atlanta. Y'all remember where we did the homeless story, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was by the park. It was literally on that street.
There.
Multiple black people were killed. I think this was like in 1906 or something like that. Again, it's this long history of white people that lie on black men sometimes, and it just destroys our character.
And I'm going to take it a step further.
Let's go. Josh ain't playing, bro.
Hey,
we're taking this to a whole nother level.
This is definitely a conversation I want to have in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But the dynamic between the black man and the white woman, I think that I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I want to. It's a thin line.
Yo, and it's something that's destroyed a lot.
It destroyed communities, bro.
You gotta think about it. People have been sitting in jail for years over lies.
Rodney Hood, right? Or not Rodney Hood. He's in the NBA, but his name was Rodney.
You're talking about the football player?
No, I'm talking about the football player Bryant Banks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But she was black, but still, but the fact that he was a big black man, it's like, he had to rape her, right? And what's the guy? It was a few months ago. Sean King, he posted him. His name was Rodney Reed, I think.
It was Rodney Reed.
Rodney Reed?
It was Rodney Reed.
Thank you, Sean. It
was
Rodney Reed.
Fact
checker. And we got fact checkers around here. But yeah, Rodney Reed.
I'm dead.
Yeah. And I think he had like a white girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just be completely honest. And I remember growing up, my family or grandparents,
whoever, deal with a white
they used to just say, be careful
with white women.
With white women.
And it's nothing against.
That's what I'm saying.
I love Caucasian.
It's trauma. It's
because my thing is I don't want nobody to be like, they.
No, but
it's the truth.
You're speaking facts.
That's what I'm saying. It's the truth, and it's actually a sad truth, and it's a sad reality that we have to even deal with it. But that's why I say it goes back to Gail. Like, you knew what you was doing, bringing it up.
And that's the thing. I cannot speak for any of her intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
timing is everything.
Even her
she tried my boy.
Even her.
No, because that really pissed me off because I knew the story before.
Facts.
Like,
and then nobody was talking about while he was alive.
Facts.
That happened in 2004, 3.
And look,
and done the right way, it can open up a great conversation.
It could be a very good
great conversation about just consent. Period.
But it was the way that she did it.
Because,
and how she did it, and the time
did she
that
say,
she did it.
"Oh, well, that's easy for you to say because you're his friend." So she was trying to push.
She was trying to push malintent. I'm trying to tell y'all. And wasn't it Leslie that she was doing it with?
Yeah.
Leslie.
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie was just like.
That's my boy.
Yeah, like you're and like she said, I don't know that side. And my thing is, why would you even bring? She's a grieving person.
She has nothing to do with it.
A grieving person, so you're that's like if she did that with LeBron.
Yeah, or let's take it a step further. Let's say that like me and Josh, we were like riding together, and like just tragically, not gonna happen because we ain't speaking that to existence, but like we just passed away, like a bad car accident, and then somebody tells you that me and Josh we used to throw like lit parties at the crib, and that a few white girls said that like we raped them or something, right? And then you're over here grieving us, right? And then a week later, somebody's interviewing you and saying, well, you know that they're monsters, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It was the timing.
Because I think even the difference between
her... And it was this period, girl.
And but there's been other journalists who've been, thrown to the sharks, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I definitely think with Gail, like, if you're interviewing people about that, you know, things are touchy when you're interviewing people. Every journalist knows that, like, you can and can't talk to certain people about this, and it's going to go the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I found an issue with like with people getting on the journalists who write like exposés about Kobe's life and like legit talked about everything, praised him, and then said like,
don't forget who he is.
Don't forget that he had this like unfortunate, like not unfortunate for him. I mean, it was, but like it was, it was a bad time for all parties involved. You know what I'm saying? But to see how he's grown from that, they included that stuff like that. But people, I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in like, oh, they're destroying our black heroes that we don't want to see the full story. And like even with like when we hear about things that President Obama's done during his presidency that we may not really be proud of, like there's ways to see a person and see the negative sides of the person too. You just got to do it a tasteful way. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's well said, man.
Because we all have like good and bad parts about us.
Because people might talk about me.
But see, and then see, I mean, all of us have a past, man. All of us have a past, and then I just think to Kobe, and I think with the media that just shows how they really think about us. Because the fact that reportedly Vanessa found out that Kobe died from TMZ, reportedly, I'm not sure if that's all factual. But yeah, it's fact. Man, sound engineer on it, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And that was almost traumatic. I actually did talk about that because that's like
journalism.
And it sucks being a celebrity, but it sucks being a journalist. But it's how you do it. Like you said, everything is how. Like you know how our parents always said, like it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's always how you do something.
That's right. Thanks. Speak it, Mama.
My SO and I were having a very heated conversation about that today because from my perspective, it's like. At the time, I was just really like, damn, like, TMZ, I mean, one thing about TMZ that I'm just going to say real quick, like, who the fuck do they have on their team?
Man, was you in the helicopter?
Who the fuck?
Bro, TMZ is with the Fed. I'm trying to tell y'all.
They know everything.
Here's the thing. Where are you getting your inside sources from? From the authorities. So somebody on the inside is giving you all this insight.
Oh, it's a TMZ person. Oh, that's why you said it.
Because here's the thing. How do you know where a helicopter is?
Because
that's unidentified. How do you know that? An authority on the scene had to tell you.
Before anybody even like that.
But people, you get paid for that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why journalism becomes very tricky because it's like
I'm gonna slide you this.
Yeah, I'm gonna slide you this. You just gotta tell me this.
I gotta be first.
So that's how people are getting stories. Like you don't know how much they paid that person to get that.
Fact.
It's a bad news to release, but they
got paid.
Who want to get it first?
Yeah.
TMZ got a big bag probably.
And it's sick.
Like, website probably went viral and everything.
Because I was debating with her and I was telling her, like, we didn't have the same media ethics class. I fucking hated that class. But like, yeah, the media ethics class, how she was just like, we have all these rules, but then when a celebrity is involved, it's like the rules kind of peel away. Little by little by little. And I do think that like, the whole situation is really unfortunate. And it's just like, it's tragic. But like, I really don't know how mad I can be at this TMZ report. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially because it's...
I think what I'm mad about is, well...
That she had to hear it from...
Y'all said that she did. Yeah. Why, y'all should have at least made sure the family knew.
Facts. Like,
period. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
Like, period.
But it's just like, even like when we were in school, like, they taught us, like, yeah, like, you handle deaths a certain way. But like, when it's celebrities, like... They
want to be who's the first president, but that's where your morals come down. That's why some journalists always have a hard time being a journalist for real because they're like, it's a thin line between do I want to report this or do I want to take the ethics, morally.
And that even shows like who you working for. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes you may not have a choice or you may not be eating dinner next week. Like, it that's really deep. Is a sad situation. Like, you never know, like...
Yo, I'm sick of
you never know.
Van Lathan was like the face of TMZ. Black dude, beautiful spirit. He was so articulate. He
got fired?
Yes.
For what?
Because I think that it was like a racist environment and he just snapped. And that's what people don't talk about of what we go through. Especially black people in journalism and entertainment and music, whatever. Like, even with music, like when you see artists, especially black artists, have like nervous breakdowns, we don't think about what it's like being a black person in the public eye or just a black person in journalism. Like what you said, when Van has...
Colorism ties back to that.
Colorism, all this. Because like when he has to write those stories, and what if he's saying in the back of his mind, I don't want to do this, but just like what y'all said, I got to pay my rent next week, especially living in Cali.
Yeah. So that was my thing about it when I was having that debate with her, and I was like, I really see the human side of it, you know, and I hate to look at things from like the perspective of a cyborg.
You should. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what we went to school for, to know how to do it.
It's just such a tricky. I wish that like the rules were just different. You know what I'm saying? And like there wasn't that leeway with people like, because it's wild how even his death just affected so many people. I knew grown men.
I cried.
Grown men was.
I was at work.
I was hurt all.
I was at work,
bro. I told my dad between him and Nip dying like within a 10-month span, bro. It felt like I left or lost 2 brothers or 2 uncles, 2 family members. Because with Nip, even on the way here, I play his music every single morning because like it always gets me focused. And I used to do that before he died.
Man, I'm telling you.
Go ahead and get that prolific tat.
Yeah, come on, man.
My dog me.
Oh, actually, All Money In tat is coming in April. I'm about to get that. All Money In. I got you. But when I see somebody of Nip's stature pass or with Kobe, and then seeing how they were talked about, again, colorism, how Nip with the white media called him a game banger. Yeah, but you don't understand that if somebody grew up on 60th Street in L.A., you are born into a rolling 60 crib. No, I ain't even. No, I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
I wasn't even talking about.
But for real, like even
no disrespect.
That's a conversation that I can't wait until Kendrick Lamar is at a period of his career where we can like talk about it, like when he's done with rapping, because like white people love Kendrick, but you don't know Kendrick really about it. But they don't talk about the side of Kendrick that we
Bro,
that's not allowed to talk about.
Josh, you remember, and you might not have seen this when he was on Vice. And it was all Bloods behind him. Like, he had dudes lifting weights. It was like a movie.
Kendrick a Blood?
I don't know what he was.
Grew up in Compton, but it was number Bloods behind him, lifting weights, everything.
Just when you think about the environment, like...
Your environment,
bro, you're born into that.
Yeah. Born into your environment.
And see, that's why I get so frustrated, and that's why this platform that we have is so important. And like what we talked about with all the ventures that, we're about to start doing with short films or with PR or whatever.
Speak on it.
Yeah, whole production company coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
3 million is a production company.
It's about to go stupid. We got Brandon behind the camera too, so it's just about to be unfair. But sound engineer as well, thank you. But it's just that we don't understand, or we do understand, but I feel like the white media doesn't understand that most of us are born into situations. Like Ikea, the path that you had to take in life, you were born into that. Mm-hmm. The paths that all of us take, we were born into those paths, and we didn't have a choice. So I don't think
make your choice when you grow up.
Yeah, and then even with Kobe, he made an immature mistake of fooling around with a girl when he already had a girl. But Kobe at the time in 2003, he was like our age. 19. I think he was 22, 23. He came into the league at 17. He never had a chance to go to college and get all those mistakes out of his system. So then all those mistakes happen with them.
Or even learn the necessary things about how to avoid those situations.
You see what I'm saying?
Because just think about the things that we've learned going to Georgia State. Like I'll keep
going to
it
college.
real.
Period.
I mean, facts. But even when you think about in the city of Atlanta, like I had no idea that being a transgender was a lifestyle. I had no idea that was a sexual orientation until I was downtown.
I can't think of the name.
Don't say the name.
Oh, yeah. Nah, I didn't even know that part. We let loose. Yeah. But she was super confident though. Yeah. She was super confident.
She was.
But that's why, being in think about people who may go to school in rural towns who legit were still frowned upon.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. That was like me though. Like I had a culture shock when I went to Germany.
It's a different environment.
I'm from Brooklyn, y'all. So to go from Hood Rat Kia and what I had going on.
Hood Rat Kia? I'm dead.
So go to Germany, and I was like with military kids, like Caucasian kids, Germans. I was like, this is weird. Like, but stuff like that molds you into a different person. Like, you get to learn different types of ethnicities, different type of cultures. You become a well-rounded person because when I did come back to America, it's like I could hang out with Becky.
Anybody.
Yeah, I could hang out with Becky. Then I could go on the block. Spin the block real quick.
I mean, I know they know you by the block. What they call? Nah.
Kiki.
It's Flossie in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, that's Canarsie. Look at my boy!
You know what I'm saying?
Look at my boy!
We know this.
Yeah, no, it's Canarsie. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, it's different. It's different.
That's wild.
That's crazy,
man. But even how you were saying, just growing up, it really is crazy. It's you never know, what someone was exposed to or wasn't exposed to. I was even talking to my girlfriend about this the other day. How many times have you seen on TV someone ask to have sex? That is crazy. Every sex scene, it just starts.
It just happens.
It just happens. No one's like,
that's a good question, Josh.
You down? Is this okay?
I never thought. I do want to have a sex episode. I'm gonna hold y'all.
Yeah. Uh-oh. She trying to be horrible decisions with us, bro.
Not not to be in your business or nothing. I just want to talk about.
We're gonna get some sex private. Oh yeah, extremely private. Extremely. I'm Beyonce private. I'm Jay-Z private.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not.
I mean, Beyonce. But
hey, we can talk about yours though.
That's fine.
Because you remember what? I wasn't expecting that. Oh, good. I said, what? I'll let you know.
But
yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I didn't even think about consent, bro.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm going back a little bit.
Yeah,
but like when you were talking about how they talked about Nip,
Mm-hmm.
where it was also like when we were talking about Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all peeped? I know I'm jumping names, but Jay-Z, have y'all peeped that now that he's like a billionaire, that now he's an ex-drug dealer?
I'm telling
you,
he's
been an ex-drug dealer since before I was born. Like no one cared. No one cared when he was throwing up the Rock. The Rock.
Josh.
As
long as we're playing our role, it's okay. But once we reach a certain status,
once you start talking about
I got some dirt on you. Think about it. Kobe, legend, arguably, and I'm a big Bryant fan. That's my favorite athlete ever.
Yeah.
But man, chill out.
Woo!
I know you saw the game last night.
He did.
But between him,
I ain't gonna hold you. He was balling. He was balling.
Bro, if you are a Kobe fan, you have a strong argument that he's the greatest of all time. If you're a Bryant fan, like me, we have a strong argument that he's the greatest, and Jordan as well. And to me, they're like the holy trinity, the holy trilogy of basketball. Those three, easy to me. But with all that being said, I feel as though with somebody like Kobe, he put 20 years in, never retired. Jordan, he retired twice in between. Kobe played 20 years in, same team. Finished his last game with 60 points, bro.
He went
hard. Then retires and wins an Oscar.
Yeah.
Wins an Oscar.
For a film.
And then that's philanthropy work.
Yeah.
And then WNBA work with his daughter.
He built
goes
his
to the
own
games.
team.
Mambasitas. He created his own gym and academy.
Yeah.
No rape talk. Then the moment that he dies, y'all already pushing this out. It was a reporter with the Washington Post, I believe. And I think that she got suspended. But the moment that Kobe died, she literally posted
She posted
don't forget who he is.
That's what I'm talking about.
I can't. You remember the comedian? He was a Jewish dude.
That's what I'm talking
about. He said, F Kobe. He's a rapist.
That's what I'm
he
saying.
finally got his karma.
Timing,
and see, what I'm saying is you didn't have that energy when he was alive, right?
Because they know they get
But then the moment that we die, instantly we're demonized. And what people don't talk about, the same thing happened to Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and people sleep on MLK. People thought, like, our generation thinks that he was praised like Jesus. No, bro. And when he died, he wasn't praised like Jesus. He was labeled as a troublemaker.
Especially not Malcolm X. They said that man was a terrorist.
Yeah, bro, these people were killed for a reason. Like, you were shot dead.
Tupac,
so my thing is, I'm just tired. Yeah, Tupac as well.
Wait, what did you say?
Tupac is alive.
Oh yeah, you saw that
in the conversation.
Yeah,
I'm not even talking about the shame. I've been saying Tupac is alive.
That's a different conversation.
Hey, we gonna have a whole series.
What's your thing?
We'll have a whole series.
Really, it don't even matter what I think, because the one thing that I like to think that about the narrative that Tupac is alive is that we can have black heroes who survive.
Yeah.
That's really a nice. That's a nice. Even if it's not true, like
just somebody made it.
Yeah.
So do you think, y'all, that we should give people, and speaking on colorism, the black people who are our heroes, their flowers while they're still here? Because I feel like with Kobe, even with Kobe, and I'm glad that people said this, because I remember I told Sid this or somebody, like a few days later, I don't want to hear, and that was disrespectful on TV stations or networks like First Take on ESPN. They'll be arguing, all right, is Kobe the greatest basketball player of all time, or is he better than Jordan? Is he better than Bryant? I'm like, this man just died.
It don't
We're
matter.
comparing people.
It don't matter.
And even before Kobe died, me and my friends will always just, have fun and debate and be like, Kobe, he ain't better than Bryant,
but now it's just
or Bryant better than Kobe. And see, my thing is, when are we, and you said this, Ikea, and that was a beautiful point, when do we stop comparing and just give people the flowers while they're here? Because I feel like Nip, and although I was a Nip fan, overall, I feel like he didn't get his flowers.
Yeah, I wasn't a Nip fan.
I
liked him as a person.
It's wild. My sister was the biggest fucking Nipsey Hussle fan, like forever. Like when
really?
I was forever. Like I've heard so many Nipsey Hussle songs, and I was just like, I mean, like I'm just used to it. Like I'm not even like a big fan of Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah. No, I do. I like Nip. I just. You know how people came out the wood? Like I can't name a Nip song. Favorite. Yeah, I can't name it. I'm not finna dick ride nobody like that. Like so that's what I'm saying.
Just being honest.
That's what I'm saying. Like rest in peace, Nip. He's an amazing person. Like the work that he was doing. And my thing is, Nip been in the game for a minute. That's what people don't know.
Marathon for real.
He literally was getting his. He just hit his prime. Like this would have been the year that Nip's whole life would have changed. Like he was changing his family's life.
Yeah. Victory lap was hard.
Nobody talked about him before that.
That's why I was happy to see. Like I was really sad when I heard him die, because I just remember the year before, like the year that he was having. Like I remember when Victory Lap released.
It was a build up.
Like I just remember it releasing, and people were like, "Wow!" Like seeing my sister listen to him.
Bro, it was no skips, Josh. It was no skips on the album.
Hey, he got a Kendrick feature.
Skips, but it was
he had a Kendrick feature.
Yeah, bro. Dedication.
Yeah, I know. I love Meek.
Dedication was beautiful.
Meek, no, I love you.
Yeah. I think on that topic of giving people flowers, though, I think it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's hard.
I feel like the way that we give flowers, people their flowers when they die, is a lot more. It's not excessive, but it's a lot more like.
What I think
front.
it is, I think what it is.
But just think about your day to day.
No, I was about to say what it is A lot of people be undercover haters.
Yep.
B, a lot of people don't want to give credit when credit is due when people are alive.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the people who like I'm gonna say for Mac Miller, for example, because like that's the one person like celebrity that's died. Yeah, but like when he died, like I was hurt. Like I was gonna go to a party that night. Like I couldn't do nothing. Like I shed one tear. I've never cried for a celebrity. Like that was one person that like I
music is different, bro.
Yeah,
like, when you just connect with those people.
With
I grew up listening to him, but I'm just like I feel like even when I would consume his albums, he would kind of always be around like big releases. So like his last album came out the same day that Travis Scott's album came out, so and it's just like two of them are my favorite artists. But like I listened to Astroworld first and like came back to Swimming like a week or two later. But it's just like even little stuff like that. That's part of not giving people their flowers because then like
that's probably why he felt depressed.
But like even
that's
stuff like
that, felt depressed.
Like his album sales are a little less. Like I think that there's just so much going on. That's hard to give people all the flowers that they deserve. You know
it's
what I'm
hard,
saying?
but I think we need to do better.
Yeah, I think we should all strive to do better.
Bro, honestly, I feel like we should just designate like certain days to certain people. I feel like Diddy, he should have a day. I feel like Jay, he should have. But here's the thing. And that's my point.
Diddy a legend.
And look,
regardless of his bad business.
Do y'all know Diddy?
You said, do I know Diddy?
Oh, so okay.
Ikea from New York, so you probably know on the personal. But that's my
point.
No,
not even that. It's just I don't like shady business.
But no, I feel you.
But sometimes
Josh said it best.
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound shitty, but sometimes shady business is iconic. You know what I'm saying? Like
shady business makes billionaires.
But even if we don't like,
stop speaking on his name.
Nah, bro, you can't be talking against Diddy. Then Birdman be having 360 days.
I don't like Birdman. I'm just.
Hey, Bird, please don't pull up on us.
No, y'all don't remember the interview? Bro,
is you finished? Is you done?
Yeah.
Is you finished? Is you done, bro?
Because I was like, what you talking about?
Hey, look, you remember we spat out the gum and he just held it in his hand? I'm like, fam.
He said,
you're not going to throw that
away. You don't remember that interview?
He came in,
he said, stop speaking of, I ain't going to tell y'all no more.
I guarantee y'all right now, Birdman walked in band with we all taking pictures because that man a legend.
Yeah, we like, Birdman, we love you.
I'm not taking pictures with that man.
You dapping him up. You talking to Birdman.
You
talking to Birdman.
I'll say hello and that's it.
Hold on, Ikea, you talking about me.
You don't want to learn one lesson.
Saying all these people names, but you over here disrespecting.
I'm not disrespecting. Nope. He a legend to y'all. That's y'all legend.
He's done legendary things even if he didn't do it the right way.
Yeah.
He alright.
So here's my point. And Josh said this perfectly earlier. I think that our problem is that because I think
we look at the bad things
about Kobe.
We look at the bad things.
Focus on the bad things while the person is here. But then when they're gone,
my thing is,
I miss you.
I'm not a Birdman fan.
No.
So you supposed to be. I'm not a fan of Birdman.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like in general.
Shady business. I don't do shady business.
Yeah, that's real.
Period.
But without him, we wouldn't have Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne definitely would have been famous too.
I don't think it would have been Lil Wayne.
He would have been.
He was at.
I don't think so. I think he would have been.
I think
it's our journey.
I think that.
I mean, everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like. Maybe he would not have signed with him. Maybe he would sign with somebody else. They probably would have had him in the deal. We never know.
He might not have been a priority though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, that's why I said he probably would have never been as big. But at the same time, I don't.
No Birdman, no Wayne, no Nicki and Drake. That's what nobody talks about. But look, here's what I'm saying.
Like Nicki,
you don't even have to like her. I'm just saying
the legend of Nicki Minaj. Let's get it. Nicki Minaj is a historical.
Drake is a legend.
Josh, do you think that we have a problem with separating the person from
the music,
the art?
Most definitely, and I think that I'm one of those people who definitely can do it better than most people.
Of course, Spinrilla.
Yeah.
Giving
us our weekly updates. Y'all be calling me a professional. I'll be looking at Josh reposts. I love that, man.
Of course.
Oatmeal. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Josh is a legend, bro. Josh is a legend.
And I'm realer than most.
Josh is a legend.
Realer than most.
Josh
is a legend.
Hey, Spinrilla, I fuck with y'all. No, I don't know what Ikea talking about.
Okay. No, I wasn't even saying a negative thing though. I said, okay, Spinrilla.
Oh, I didn't know.
Artists. Josh over there incriminating himself.
Bro, why he over there making it seem like I was talking about?
Hey, they about to call Josh.
I'm saying, like, you know artists. Like, that's your job. That's what I'm saying. You're a creative person when it comes to artists. So, of course, you would know the difference.
I see what you're saying.
I know the difference, but my thing is, once you corny to me, you corny to me. Like, Nicki corny, bro. You 35.
And you like Cardi.
Hey, but I think that's...
I like Cardi, but Cardi do Cardi stuff, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, facts.
But my thing is, I just think it's me as a person. Nobody else. I don't care. Y'all could like them. I'm gonna skip the song because now you're corny.
Yeah. Okay. That's real.
Sorry.
I'll give you that.
I love Drake. So yeah, no Birdman, no Lil Wayne, no Drake.
Speaking on colorism, is it fair to Drake though?
What?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. Okay,
colorism and Drake. What we got?
No, I love Drake.
Let's take
favorite artist.
Let's take Drake and let's take who else is a big.
That's
I hate to do. No, I'm gonna take a dark skin artist.
Casanova.
I'm gonna go.
No, not like somebody who's big, but it's a dark skinned artist.
I'm gonna go with someone.
Possibly
the only person that people can compare to Drake is Kendrick.
That's
like the goats of our era. You know what I'm saying? Like him, Cole, and Drake are the goats of our era.
Holy Trilogy.
I don't think. So wait, I'm talking
about success and like just how big they got.
Are we talking about colorism in that issue? Or?
I am about to talk about colorism because I think that Kendrick Lamar would be a bigger artist today if he was light skinned.
I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think so.
Explain, Josh. Josh might have something interesting to say.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
You see, like he doesn't dominate the pop market.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like if he was like I feel like his label, and it depends on like the label that he's with too. But I feel like if he was light skinned, they would want him to dominate that pop market because he could.
I don't think because he can like cross over somewhere.
So y'all think?
I don't think that they would want like Roddy Ricch is an enigma right now. I don't know how the fuck he's doing it, but we are in 2020, and Kendrick has been out for a minute. So I think when Kendrick came out,
but if y'all say that about Kendrick, y'all gotta say that about Cole.
No, but that's the thing. Cole is different altogether. Like both of them, Cole is just now starting to get to that point where he's trying to get into that pop arena, and he's doing well. You know what I'm saying? And his shit isn't like his pop shit don't slap. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I like it, I love it, but it's not like when Kendrick does pop shit like Humble. Like he had to go extra hard.
Be humble.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like
you remember when he was featured on Bad Blood with Taylor Swift.
Exactly. And you're telling me that I think it is like the path for Kendrick would just be harder. You know what I'm saying?
That's why she like Meek, Josh, bro. She can't even.
Facts.
I mean, y'all could not do Meek while we're sitting here.
I like Meek.
How we doing Meek?
He was about to try Meek.
Oh, Josh, speaking on the comparisons between Meek and Drake, how Meek was seen as the aggressive, loud voice.
I mean, facts.
Drake was cool, calm, and collected.
Drake ate that nigga.
He did though.
Drake did. I'm not gonna hold y'all.
That's respect.
You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely could give accolades.
Respect.
I'm a music person.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give my accolades when it's due, but you know, my baby's back, so stop playing with him.
Yeah, Josh. I mean, that's a great point. Like even in music too. Ikea, as a woman, do you feel like there is this element of, oh, you know, she's light skinned, so she's viewed as more marketable and prettier?
No, it is.
Okay.
You can even talk about women rappers. Like,
yeah, no, it is because if y'all think about it, Tink. Why is Tink not big?
Why is Tierra Whack not as huge as like fucking Missy Elliott?
Rhapsody. I didn't think about Rhapsody.
Exactly. But that ties
Nobody
back
talks about
to what
Rhapsody.
we were talking about how patriarchy affects this. Like it hits women harder. I really do think it hits like
you gotta think about it. We have the same female rappers until a new wave. It's always gotta be like
but we can only guys, we got somebody new every day.
We can only have one or two at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Megan Cardi right now. That's it.
Right.
Oh, well, we still got Nick. I don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah. We still got Nick.
Oh, you like that? Yikes.
I mean,
he said,
Hey,
like yikes. Shady, bro. She said, I'm getting straight to the point.
Yikes is alright, but you know what? Yikes is one of those songs that you're gonna hear 2 months from now after you hear a certain amount of time.
It's gonna be too late, then.
No, but that's the thing. Like, it's gonna be on the radio. You know, it's going straight to radio. Yeah. It's that type of record. You're not gonna like it, but you gonna know all the words. It's gonna be so annoying.
Oh, Josh,
because you know,
she don't like her because of Meek.
Oh, it makes sense now.
I just not thought about it.
We're not going to Ikea like that. We're not gonna try her.
Cause she's corny. Stop playing with him.
Anyways,
get back to your point, Josh.
Stop playing with my guy Meek. She need to put some respect on him. She keep playing with him like he corny or something. I'm finna send this to Meek.
She clapped. It's over. She clapped.
No.
She clapped.
Hey, Nicki, I appreciate what you brought to the rap game. There are niggas who wouldn't be in this game if you weren't in this game. There are whole men who wouldn't be able to make music that they make without you.
We hate to see it.
You know what I'm saying? She is an icon. She is a legend.
We hate to see it. We hate to see it.
One of the best, if not the best.
Or the greatest.
You better not say the best rapper alive!
I won't say best. I will say she's the greatest woman rapper of all time.
You bet! I gotta drop my phone!
That's my stance. There's only a couple other people. There's only a couple more people that can be in the argument. I'm going with Nick.
Hey.
Need to try Lil' Kim like this?
Oh, but look, hey, I could be honest though. Bar for bar, Rhapsody is better than Nicki.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I changed it from best. I'm glad that you presented
Did
that.
he just
Honestly, Lauryn Hill, bar for bar,
that's what I'm
is
saying.
better than Nicki.
Bro,
I'm not talking about.
I got you.
I'm not talking about rap skill.
I got you.
I'm
I
not
told
talking,
you.
I'm not
You're
talking about rap
different
skill
age,
though.
man.
I'm not talking about rap skill.
All right.
That's why I said greatest.
So
why-
what's the
Did
difference
he just
between greatest and
try?
best, Josh?
All right, I'm gonna give it to
Oh,
you.
wait,
because
no,
most people-
wait,
no,
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 wait,
no,
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 She done got worked up.
I'm just gonna say though, it's about colorism. It's about colorism, real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
She
That's
lying just so
no,
she can
I
say
swear
something.
to God.
Oh, you talking
That's
about Lil'
probably
Kim?
yeah. That's probably why
That's
Lil Kim and
Remy
Remy
Ma.
Ma could not get as big as they were
That's true.
because of the dark skin. Y'all gotta think about when Nicki Minaj came out. She came out like the Harajuku Barbie. She came out like
blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
Facts.
It was a colorism thing still, but you really
Ikea cooking up right
Okay,
now.
you tried.
I'm not trying
You
it.
tried.
I think that's a very safe take. There's nothing
You
crazy about that
tried.
take. Nah, because there's only a
Kim.
few rappers who can be in
Foxy.
the conversation.
Lauren.
Lauryn has one album. For as amazing as
It don't
Lauren's
matter.
one
She
album,
could and it was a Grammy album.
but that's the thing. That's
Nicki
the thing.
got a Grammy.
If you have one
Chill,
album,
chill.
if
Stop trying her.
Hey,
Hey,
we have to make it personal.
if you one album, you
Yeah,
can't
take
be in the
it.
greatest conversation. You can't.
With only one?
You can't because
So,
you know why?
Next
That's like only
episode we
having,
doing
like,
our
one
top
championship.
five.
No, but exactly.
Y'all playing.
If Kobe didn't have no rings, if LeBron
Or
didn't have
only
no
one,
rings,
or just only one
or
compared
just
to five.
one. But even
Yeah.
let's say if LeBron played one season, had the best season of his life. You know what I'm saying? If let's say Jordan played his
Y'all
best
Small
not
sample
finna
size.
his best
be-
season
y'all not
was the
finna
only
say-
season.
y'all not
You
finna
can't say that someone the
say
greatest if
Nicki.
they've only had
Nicki.
one great thing.
Nicki.
We're not gonna act like Nicki ain't changed a
She's
lot.
a legend.
I'm not
is.
saying Nicki
But that's what I'm
is
saying. That's
trash.
what I'm saying. In
I'm
the
saying Nicki
concept of
definitely
greatness,
did a lot. One thing
That's what I'm saying.
one thing I can't say about Nicki, she did every single genre. Like that lady has made millions. She's gonna make money for the rest of her life because she has an audience. White people, Chinese, Indians, blacks.
But that's Josh's point
And
about
that's-
crossing over.
That's
no,
what I'm
she's
saying.
a crossover artist.
But even then, when
But
you
she's
think
not the
about
greatest.
it,
But does colorism have an effect in that?
it does.
yeah. But even then, like
Yeah.
even when you talk about Nicki, like she has legit been the angry black woman for so
That
long.
is
She's
true.
had to be the angry black
Joe
woman.
Budden's
even when she
podcast
cool.
when she was
When
yelling
she
the whole time.
chilling. When
Her-
she chilling,
her
she the
meat
angry
bag-
black
Nicki is a
woman.
hater though. You gotta think about when she first came out.
But that's the thing. I'm not
No, and
even.
I'm not even talking about Meek no more. You gotta think about how she was coming at Kim. Like you give
But that's the thing.
what you said.
Dressing
You give
like
your
Kim.
flowers.
That's what
Yeah.
You
I'm saying.
give your flowers. She didn't
Everything's
give Kim her
connected.
flowers.
Everything's connected.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
She tried Kim when she first came out.
Hey.
Why must and this is another problem with female
I have a
artists.
response to that
This
too.
is a problem with female artists. Female artists come out and all of a sudden the old female artists want to be beefing or you want to throw shots. You want to be slick with the mouth to people like. That's corny. That's what I'm talking about. It's corny. Like Nicki needs to grow up. People like you. That's the thing.
So that's the
thing.
All right. So
Cardi
I'm gonna
B
tie my Nicki
even
talk.
said, Cardi
Preach,
even
though.
said,
Mhm.
I never had a problem with Nicki. Why does Nicki not like me so much?
Receipts.
You know, I'm gonna give it to you.
Stop playing with her.
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you.
Uh-huh.
But this is I'm gonna close
Smart.
my Nicki. I'm
Smart.
gonna close my Nicki thing. I'm gonna say one more thing and then we can get back to colorism because we on
Because
music.
Josh said you over here throwing me off.
No, because I would really like talk about music all day. Like
No,
you know,
but I mean, the
You know.
colorism ties into the music right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hey, y'all got me over here like this.
I'm still gonna say that if you have a greatest of all time discussion and you're talking about women rappers,
Nicki be top 10.
if you saying the
Not
greatest, the one greatest rapper, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna let it go.
It's not her, Lil Kim.
I don't care if it's not her, to be honest, but it would be disrespectful for someone to
Correct.
exclude Nicki from
That's
that
fair.
conversation.
No, she should be in the convo.
She should definitely be in the conversation for number one.
She should be in the room. Not number one, but she
Yeah,
should be in the room.
But she's hit generations
She has.
more so than any of the other. I mean, but it's also a thing with change. You know what I'm saying?
We still like
so
Kim.
But hey, I'm gonna say Drake should be in the conversation
Drake
for greatest
should.
rappers of all time.
He should.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
probably
He is the greatest
That's
rapper
what
of
I'm
all
saying.
time.
If you can think, but you're talking about Foxy and Lil Kim, but Drake.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna dead this one because we got to talk about this another day.
Ikea
But,
is a whole fool out here.
And also, how you were talking about how she disrespected Lil Kim. One thing I will say,
What?
it's all good until your idols become your rivals, and I'm a dead that.
He couldn't wait to jump down.
I'm a dead that because
He
for
couldn't
real.
wait. He couldn't wait.
Because at one point you got
She
to.
was dressed like her though.
At
You
one-
remember with the whole fit
But-
with the
but Caleb,
Lollipop.
At one point it's gonna
What's
happen.
up?
At one point it's gonna happen.
No,
Oh,
At
we
one-
had to imitate
Drake
Drake.
didn't
At
do
one
any
point-
of that.
At one point,
Jay-Z didn't do any of that.
Drake did that.
Drake who to who?
We're not gonna have like Drake ain't disrespected.
Hey, Saudi G, we love it. Hey, let her know.
That's what I'm saying.
Who did Drake do? Who did
You
Drake
said
do it
you
to?
lying?
Yo, he legit.
Who we
You know
got?
how
Who we
much-
got? Kanye, yeah.
Okay, he might do Kanye.
Kanye and Jay-Z.
And Jay.
When did he do Jay though?
He has done Jay. You know how many features this man has from Jay and how many times he talked shit about Jay?
I ain't get the Jay.
Pound cake.
Okay, I got you even more.
You
Some of
remember
Drake's
I ain't get the Jay. I remember Pound Cake, but
even some of Drake's earliest interviews, and he was talking about how much he loved Pusha T. And this nigga been dissing Pusha T, and he don't even have no personal beef with him.
Right.
It's
He's
the
beefing
Wayne.
him because of Lil Wayne. That's what I'm saying.
Josh
Like,
got receipts,
at
bro. He
some
working
point-
Spinrilla for a reason.
you gotta, like, it's kind of a mark. It's kind of like a test. It's like, you can't be the greatest unless you can go at the greatest. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if you can't go against the greatest,
you right.
you know what I'm saying?
Then you can't be the greatest. You right.
You can't, like, we can't even consider it, you know?
You right.
Like, if you think that he's so good that he's out of bounds for you, then shit, we agree.
Hey, and we both sit on the sidelines talking about, hey, he nice, bro.
Yeah.
It's like,
Shit, you right.
You on the bench.
You never gonna be
You on
as
the
good
bench
as Drake.
talking to each other. Hey, he good, bro.
Like, if we sitting right here
He
thinking,
pretty
like,
good. He pretty good.
like, if we sitting right here thinking that we're not gonna be as good as the biggest podcasters right now,
No, you
then we
right.
playing ourselves.
Yeah.
Now you right. I'm
Like,
better
it's
than Joe
over.
Budden. You ain't lying.
And Josh
and
energy,
Kelly.
if we ain't got the energy, then we ain't gonna be
And
calling
Kelly.
out Gail King.
You right.
Doug Metcalf.
Oh.
Doug, motherfucker, you motherfucker Doug. You know what I'm saying?
We letting it fly, bro.
Y'all, I didn't
That
know.
nigga